What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about cryptocurrency. And I just want to talk about, in general, cryptocurrency and stocks and my opinion on it. And I'm just going to say straight up, I really believe that for the most part, they're scams. They're just like a giant pyramid scheme. And I'm not saying that you can't make money off of it. I'm not saying that there are ways that you can invest and make returns, but for the most part, it is a scam. Because first, I'll just talk about the stock market. So the stock market, okay, first of all, I believe that there's this elite hidden ruling class. I don't like to call them elites because I think they're the scum of the earth, but they're essentially parasites of humanity, right? And they're holding back humanity's potential. Anyway, but then essentially what they did is they created this billionaire, trillionaire elite class that monopolized every industry and bought out all the world's governments long ago, and they control them, and they have all the politicians in their pocket, and they use money to, of course, buy everyone out. But essentially, they set up the stock market, and they have these corporations, these CEOs. They're the ones who take orders from these people, right? Of what to promote, what agendas to push. And essentially these corporations will be like, hey, public, we're gonna create a project, and if you guys invest in our money, put money into our project and invest in it, we're gonna use that money and make the project, and then when we make profit, you're gonna get a little cut of it. So that's exactly what happens when you invest money in the stock, right? In the stock market. And then after that, you get a return. But most of the time, when you put your money in, what happens? They just withdraw the money. And it's just like this crypto, right? I really believe that once you put the money in, these elites will just withdraw it. And it's a huge pyramid scheme. And how I know, I have personal experience with stocks. And what happened was that there was this one company, I'm not going to say the name, but essentially I invested in this company, right? Because I heard it was there was going to be a merger in the future with another company. And that after they merged, they were going to be stronger and better. And then these elites, what they did was they paid these journalists to write these fake articles online, and they put them all over the internet. And it was pretty much saying that once these two companies merged, there was going to be an airdrop, and we were going to get the same amount, but of the other stock. So we were going to get pretty much a double minimum what we put in. And then what happened was that once the two companies merged, magically one of the stocks disappeared completely, and we got less of the other one. So we actually lost out. So everyone lost their money who invested in that company. And that's how they work, right? Now, if you're brushing shoulders with the right people and you know, what do they say? The best way to know the future is to create it. And essentially that's the stock market for you. And now the crypto, I want to talk about crypto, mostly I really believe that Satoshi, whatever his name is, he didn't make Bitcoin, because he was actually on a leave of absence from the corporation, the company that he was working for, and he actually went on the record talking to the police and said he didn't make Bitcoin. But in the comments, people were saying, "Oh, of course," he would say that. "Of course, I didn't make Bitcoin," making a joke of it. Of course, he's so smart. Obviously, he's not going to admit that he made a illegal, decentralized currency. And that's why everyone liked about crypto, because it's decentralized, not controlled by any corrupt governments. Because it counters inflation, allegedly, and essentially the argument is that the governments keep debasing the currency and printing out more money, and then that's creating the inflation and debasing the world's currency. Or not debasing, but they are debasing the world's currency, but it's essentially creating the inflation, and then crypto it won't be affected by it. But the bad thing about crypto is that, how is it good when someone like Elon Musk, he can just make a tweet and tank the whole market and just crash the whole fucking market? So essentially, it's so scamish. There's so many scams in the crypto industry. And essentially what I think is that they are allowing Bitcoin to become popular because they want everyone to get used to using crypto. They want everyone to get used to digital currencies. And it's in preparation for the one world system, but I'll tell you that in a bit. But essentially, there's always these new coins coming out, these new quote unquote projects, but they're just essentially scams, right? They're just like, the coins don't do nothing. They have no real world value. If the whole world like collapsed right now, what would you do? Would anyone care about your crypto? No. People would care about like physical goods, right? And what if the internet shuts down? What if the power goes off? Right? We don't know if there's going to be a huge war that's going to wipe out the internet, and then all that shit is gone. You know what I mean? But essentially, there's always these new projects, right? And it's just like what are those stupid JPEGs that they sell? NFTs, like those things are stupid. I think that's just like expensive Pokemon cards for adults. It's just like Pokemon cards for adults. It's just like gambling. All this stuff, stocks, crypto, that's all gambling. And we all know God doesn't like us to gamble because he wants us to rely on him. But straight up, there's always these new projects. And then I noticed that if you're watching crypto videos and you look at the comments, a lot of these popular videos, they have a bunch of comments from different fake YouTube accounts saying, oh yeah, that looks like, I can't believe you're not talking about this new coin. And then they're going to keep mentioning this new coin. Like a lot of people are like, hey, yeah, that's cool, but I think this new project, this new crypto coin is going to be, I'm very optimistic about it. Or like they'll say, oh yeah, like this random person, this advisor, they made my 2 Bitcoin into 5 or 8, 10 Bitcoin now. And I'm so happy by taking this fake person's advice, right? And then it makes people like either contact this fake person or straight up invest in this coin, right? And there's a lot of like young people or probably old elderly people who are just not in the know of the system, how scamish it is. So they're going to invest in this new coin that these comments are talking about. And then what happens when everyone puts their money in? They just withdraw the money. And a lot of these big time YouTuber crypto channels, they have these influencers, right? These influencers are talking about, they'll say, hey, what will happen is like these influencers, they're going to get contacted by a crypto coin dev. And then the dev will say, hey, promote our coin, but you're going to pre-buy like a bunch of it first. So then they pre-buy, right? Then they start hyping it up before it even comes out. And then when all their subscribers buy it, so they shill it online, right? They shill it to their subscribers. And once their subscribers buy into it, they just dump on them. And then same with the devs. Like what kind of low life scum would you have to be to actually shill and dump on your own subscribers? And I don't want to say names, but there's pretty much all these prominent YouTube crypto people are just shill people, because maybe in the beginning they start out honest, but once they start getting bigger, they get contacted by this group, right? This cult that runs the world, these elite scum networking bastards. And then I noticed like essentially a lot of these crypto coins have like occult symbolism, like they have hexagons, or they have like the names of them, or just symbols in the actual logos are kind of sketchy and occult. And I feel like, dude, like what does that mean? Does that mean it's like a shill coin? You know what I mean? And I heard even like Ethereum, 30% of a whole fucking Ethereum all the Ethereum that's out there, what would you call that? Well, you know what I mean. From all the Ethereum that's been mined, 30% of it is in one wallet. So what happens when Ethereum goes up? What do you guys think will happen? Do you guys think that this guy's gonna hold and let everyone sell so they can be rich, millionaires, or do you think he's just gonna sell before everyone and just tank everyone and fuck everyone over? Obviously, that's what happens. And these stupid billionaire people, like, never listen to any idiot lying billionaire, because they're like always gonna be trying to mislead the regular people. They're always gonna try to mislead the regular masses, and you can't be a billionaire. You can't get to that level without joining this group, this cult, and all of them are in it. Every single one of them. All the good billionaires were killed off a long time ago, and now you can't be a multimillionaire or a billionaire unless you're part of this cult, right? Part of their group, and do what they say and shill and promote what they promote. And I've seen even, it's so obvious to me how rigged the system is. Like, YouTube will use its algorithm to divert traffic from truther channels and actually promote and send traffic to these shill channels, these big time YouTube channels that promote lies or shill bullshit. And straight up, I've seen YouTube ads, like say you're watching a crypto video, there's like ads with Michael Saylor, that billionaire, that crypto billionaire, right? And it's like, obviously to me, it's a deep fake video. Completely obvious. It's a deep fake. But they still allow these 1 minute, like over a minute ads of him saying, hey, I'm Michael Saylor. I'm part of this company. And we want to thank our supporters by giving you guys a free Ethereum and free Bitcoin. All you have to do is go to this, click on the link, and it's like super obvious to me it's a deep fake video. There's like multiple of these, and then YouTube allows them because they want to scam the public. And essentially, what happens is that they said click the link and then you deposit this minimum amount of Ethereum, minimum amount of Bitcoin, and we're going to send you double that amount. It's like, obviously they're just going to steal the money, you know what I mean? And this is all leading to the Mark of the Beast system, where it's been predicted already and in the Bible that there's going to be a one world government, and they're going to create a one world currency, and it's going to be linked to a digital ID, and you're going to need an implant in your hand and your brain probably, and a barcode, or like an implant in your hand and a barcode in your head. And that's like the Mark of the Beast, and that will be linked to a one world cryptocurrency, and it's probably going to be a central bank, a CBDC, a central bank digital currency. Now, central banks they should be illegal because the central banking system is like a banking mafia, banking cartel that these elites control, right? And well, they own and they created. And essentially what it does is like, it's just like the first scam when the government stole all the gold. Like what they did was like, hey, Americans, you know, we want it to make it easy for you. So we're going to say, hey, we're going to create these banks. You drop your gold off. We'll protect it for you. And we're going to give you this paper. And this paper is the same amount of value as the gold. And then you don't have to carry all this heavy gold around. And then when you want to redeem it, you come. And then what happened? The government stole all the gold. And then they changed it so that, oh, the paper is actually just like real money, but it's actually not. It's not real money. They're called debt notes. And if you buy a car or you buy a house with debt notes, you don't really own the house. You don't really own the car. It's just, that's why legally the government owns all of everything. They can come and take anything they want because you don't own nothing legally. But anyway, essentially is that these central banks, they were created, they were installed in every country. Every country has one. And they essentially, these elites, they fabricated every war to cause militaries to destroy older governments. And then they installed their central banks. And the last country that was fought against them was Iran. And what happened? They just were branded as terrorists, branded as, some kind of evil dictator government like they always do. And then they go and take out the government, install their new government, puppet government, and then they install their central banks. And then what the central banks do is that they create money out of nowhere. They print the money, and it's like the government's like, hey, we need $100 billion. And then the bank's like, okay, well, we're gonna print out the 100 billion, but you owe us 10 billion. So it's like a debt, right? And that debt comes out of thin air, and what does it do? It debases the world, the actual country's, the nation's currency. So that's like just the same story as how Rome fell. Is that Rome started debasing their own currency. They started taking started cutting out pieces of their gold coins, like as tolls and taxes and fees, and then the whole system fell apart. And that's what these elites want. They want to destroy the old world. They want to bankrupt as many people as they can. They want to get as many youth brainwashed and as many of them addicted to drugs and alcohol and sex, and just ruin lives and get everyone dependent on them, because they don't want people who are independent and free thinkers and free men living on their own with their own property. They want to abolish private property, and essentially this is what it's all leading to. And that's why I feel like they're trying to get everyone into crypto, because they want to get everyone in there, and then they're going to do some kind of catastrophe to tank the whole system. Now, I don't know what's going to happen exactly, but I feel like they're going to wipe out all the coins and create their new one. I don't think they're going to use, I used to think they might just choose one of the coins, like one of those coins that are out there, but I think it's more likely they're going to wipe everything out and start from scratch. And essentially what's going to happen is that you're going to need a digital ID. And people there have been rumors that they want to create a digital ID so that you can log on to the internet, because they want to see everything that you're browsing, want to see everything you're learning, and see what you're doing online at all times. And also they love crypto because they can track every transaction. They can see all the history of where the money's gone. So that's exactly what's the truth about crypto. And yeah, straight up. Thank you guys for watching. God bless you and your family.